Hi guys, I think we are live now. Let me do a quick audio check for this. So guys, we will be actually looking at how to learn data science if you actually want to work in industry for the long term. And I will try to teach this thing from very basics. So let's start this particular session and let's see how to learn data science in general. So what I have seen when people start to learn data science in the beginning, everyone is actually looking at some online courses, and these online courses actually people take to learn initials of data science. See, if you want to make a long-term career in the data science, then one thing that you need to do is generally work on your fundamental. So obviously people who are not coming from the statistics or mathematics background, obviously the people who are not getting guidance from the industry expert are actually lacking this particular thing. This is because a lot of people don't know what this fundamental means. So in the data science, if you will go to the core of the data science, and you will see actually a lot of problems that are actually being solved. So what is the fundamental data science? So fundamental data science is actually three things. The first is called statistics. Okay, the second is called maths, and the third is called computer science. These are the three basic things that we use in the data science. Now the one of the most important question is how, like, if someone wants to be a data scientist, then do he or she really need to learn all the statistics, all the mathematics, or all the computer science that is out there? No, that is not the case. So what you need to do? So if you want to do data science, then there are actually very or a lot there are a lot of topics in the statistics, mathematics, and CS that you should know from very beginning. So I will try to list these topics starting from the statistics. So if I talk about the statistics, so let me see if this is visible in the frame or not. Okay, so if I talk about the statistics, so what are the topics that one should know in the statistics? The first one should start with the is the probability. So like, if you want to learn the probability, it does not mean that you are just learning two three definitions from the YouTube and you are done. If you want to learn the statistics, if you want to learn the probability, then you have to actually go it the older ways, the classic ways. Take a notebook, try to list out some fundamental topics, try to start studying the book from the very beginning and learn each and every concept, try to solve some questions, note down the definitions, the concept, the proofs, and the way you will learn these topics will actually shape your identity in the data science. Like, like a lot of people actually in the data science industry who are actually in the data science job, they actually get a lot of they are not able to understand the mathematics behind any algorithm, or they don't want to study the mathematics, they just want to get away with the mathematics. They don't want to go to the fundamentals. So this type of things is because they have a lack of fundamentals knowledge. That is why if you're trying to learn data science, the first thing that you need to do is just try to learn the probability. Try to start from the probability. Now once you go the old ways, like learning the maths, solving the questions, doing the questions from the Bayes theorem or total probability or multiplication theorem, try to do a lot of questions from this probability sections so that your concept will be clear. I'm not putting any timeline before you, but just try to engross yourself fully so that you can understand this concept well, especially from the statistics, probability, and whatever I'm going to tell you. Okay. Okay, I think this particular path is not visible. Statistics, mathematics, and CS. Okay, now what we will try to do, we will see how what are the other topics that is apart from the probability. So apart from the probability, you should go with the random variables. So I know if you're not from the statistics or data science background, you don't know what is a random variable, but random variables is a very important concept from the probability and statistics. Essentially, whatever the event is occurring, we are trying to assign a number, and that is why where the random variables comes in the picture. Generally, we are given a function, and then all sort of probability things we need to do. So try to study these random variables in details, not only the random variable topics, but whatever the topics are associated with the random variables. Try to make good notes, try to understand the topics. Apart from that, here next you have to understand the expectations. So this is the expectations and variance is one of the most important topic that you will find in any graduate level statistics book. Expectations and variance. Okay, here you will also learn covariance, the what you can say, the correlation and all those things. But yeah, these things you need to know. Then just study the distribution. So in the distribution there are two kind of distribution. So there are the discrete and the continuous distribution. Inside the discrete and inside the continuous there can also be bivariate distribution or the just the uniform distribution or the single variable distribution. So try to study single variable distribution, especially uniform, normal distribution, binomial, then Poisson, the exponential, all those kind of things. Try to spend some time learning these topics well, and have a good notes of these things, because obviously these things will come in the picture later. After distributions, what you need to study is a little bit of statistical inference, and this is important because this is where the real machine learning start, a statistical inference, and then you have to go for the hypothesis testing. Reading these things in detail will actually help you a lot in seeing and building a fundamental beginning in the statistics. If you know all these concept well, then if you come across a new topic from the statistics, let's say non-parametric, or let's say inference, or advanced probability, or any kind of thing, if you come across through, you can easily understand if you have the knowledge of all these fundamental things that have been listed on the screen. Now once you are ready with the statistics, the next thing that you need to do is to go and learn the maths. Now the one main question is, what are the important factors from the math, what are the important topics from the math? So I will try to list down the important topics from the math also. So let's have this. Okay, so if I talk about the maths, then the one thing that you really need to do is let's just change the color. So for maths part, like maths is really big. There is no one definition of where the maths end, but I will just tell you whatever the things that you need to do. First of all, you have to be very aware about 12th till the mathematics till the 12th level, intermediate level. After then that, what you can do, try to learn real analysis. Real analysis is a very good topic, and a lot of concepts are used, especially the convergence and all those things. Then you can go for the calculus part. So obviously calculus will be covered in the real analysis, but if it's not covered, then you can have a separate things for the calculus, mainly like the differentiation, integral, and the finding the area of the curve. And if the a particular volume is given, then how will you find all those area and all those things, using the integration, double differentiation, all those things, solving the this particular differential equation, and partial differential equation, the ordinary differential equation. So these kind of things are there in the advanced calculus. So this you will find in any graduate level book. Then what you can do, just go and study optimization. So optimization is also a great a very popular topic from the machine learning, and a lot of people actually in the industry have the lack of knowledge, fundamental knowledge in these real analysis, calculus, and optimization part. So these things are very basic that you need to follow. Apart from that, what other topics that is very essential for your machine learning journey will be, then it will be your linear algebra. So this will be very very important, especially if you go and study the mathematics of deep learning, machine learning. A lot of matrix computation things will be used, a lot of approximation will be used, obviously covered from the calculus. And one more topic that is maybe covered in the real analysis or calculus, or maybe not, that is called numerical analysis. So one of the topic is numerical analysis. where we actually study a lot of methods related to how do you estimate, or how do you what you can say find a particular parameters using some technique that we generally use, like gradient descent and neutron absorption method. So generally you need to find the some parameters, or some estimate some parameters, go iteratively try to bring down the reason of finding that particular variable small, and then finally get that particular variable. So these things are very much important in the maths. Okay, I think these things will take a lot of time for you to cover, but nevertheless, these are the hardcore topic that you need to study. And I know that most of the people who actually belong to some who actually do some university related courses, they actually know all those things in the very beginning. That is why, like whenever people are able to carry their data science journey for the long term, if they have very fundamental knowledge of mathematics and statistics, and you will find a lot of great data scientists and machine learning engineers from the mathematics, statistics, or computer science background, because these they actually have the knowledge of fundamentals, and they easily build themselves over the advanced concept. Now the next thing is, like, what are the computer topics from the computer science that you need to know. So the first topic that you need to know is the coding. Obviously you can code in any language, but for ML and DL, people either use Python, or they also use R. So these are the two languages that people generally prefer over the other languages in when they want to learn the machine learning. Now one more thing can be there is, just try to learn the data structure and algorithm. So data structure and algorithm is a very important topic, especially in terms of placement. And obviously if you know how to solve a particular coding problem, it will help you a lot in your data science and AI journey. So it's not like in the data science you will get a data set, have the libraries in the some module, you just import the libraries, use the function, just predict everything in a single run. But that generally happens because in the data science itself, you have to solve a lot of problems, try to do a lot of things by yourself, and write something, write some new code for solving some particular issues. So these things are always there, and I think it will always help you to see how actually you are able to carry out those things. But yeah, apart from that, data structure algorithm, there are a lot of topics like networking, operating system. But ideally, what you should know is the second topic is DBMS. So DBMS is called database management system, and it is important because it is all about how do you manage a database. And once you know how to manage database, then you actually learn SQL, and here you will learn SQL, which is very important for your concept. And this SQL will be your main part of all interview lot of times. Now when you learn the SQL, the one thing that you need to try to practice it on some real database, and have a focus on queries, especially the join, inner join, outer join, and the queries that is made using the joins and the SQL. One more thing that is important in the this computer scientist software engineering, but I don't know where the software engineering is taught everywhere. But no, during my BSc there was a course for CS background, that is a software engineering, and I was a CS graduate, so I had this course. And the software engineering, actually it's not about a lot of components, a lot of technical things. It's all about the management thing. So in software engineering, you actually see how actually software is made, what is the life cycle of a software, how do we plan the different life cycle. And when you will come to the machine learning industry, data science industry, will actually find a lot of people who are the good data scientists and good AML engineer are also good software engineer. They know how to make an app, how to plan the things, how to deploy a ML model, how to creatively use the ML model and the software to give some output or something like that. So all these plannings require a lot of things from the software engineering concept, and this is not actually necessary in the fundamental stage. But if you go to the very advanced stage where actually building some app, solving some problems related to data science and ML, the real life problem, there you have to use the concept of software engineering from a lot of it. So apart from that, there are some topics from data science that are actually used. So I actually cannot tell that this that is entirely topic from computer science or something like that. But yeah, that is the there are a lot of topics from the data science that people use. So let me list out some few topics rather than what should you study in terms of data science. So there are some multidisciplinary topics. So multidisciplinary means that these topics are not from statistics or not from the computer science, but they're generally from all the three fields. So what are those topics? So first is called machine learning. So machine learning is not the topic from computer science or what you can say, um, data science or statistics, or but yeah, this machine learning is also taught in the statistics. Sometimes it is also taught in the computer science. Sometimes it is also taught in the mathematics. But this is the machine learning use all concept from all the three branches like statistics, mathematics, and computer science. That is why if you have the knowledge of data science, then you should have knowledge of machine learning. And in the machine learning algorithms, you will also feel the use of maths, the use of code when do you want to implement the machine learning, and also the use of statistics when you want to make some inference or predict something or estimate some parameters. So this is the places where all the branch based statistics come in. Apart from that, like whenever you learn a particular machine learning algorithm, so like in the classical ML, I can list out algorithms that you should study. But the important thing is that um, have the notion of problem solving within you. So if you're not able to solve problems, problems means, let's say I give you a problem, so how would you reach that problem? Okay, so one method is to, like people think that the problem means you will be given a data set. No, you won't be given a data set, you will be given a problem, and now you have to design some experiment where you will be collecting some data set. Okay, and once you have the data, maybe you will do some analysis, and once you do the analysis, maybe you want to fit some model. Okay, and maybe you do model fitting. So this kind of thing will be there in the problem solving. So once you learn all those things, just ask, let's say I want to solve a problem, or maybe I want to see how many maybe you want to predict something. So let's say you want to predict what is going to be the sales of particular product. Let's say sales of Apple computers in next year. So this is one of the problem that you want to solve. Let's say you want to predict this particular thing because you want to make a future guess of how much the Apple will grow. So what you do, you go on the internet, you will find some data set of Apple sales from last 10 or 20 years, and based on those data, you can make your decisions or fit your model. So this is called problem solving. So you don't start with the data, you start with the problem, and when you just realize a problem, maybe when you think, okay, that this is what I want to solve, this is what I want to do, then how would I start? Maybe go to the internet and find the data. But this not happens in industry, because industry have the inbuilt problem. They are solving some problems, that is why they are in the industry. So they have the problem, and they also have collected some data or have some data with them. Now then you have to do with the analysis, model fitting, and then interpreting the results. So these kind of things are also there. So whenever you learn algorithms, whenever do these things, try to come up with a real examples, or maybe take some good data set available, new data set, or some problem that you're trying to solve has not been solved yet. So try to take those things with you and try to fit some model, try to analyze something, so that will be more helpful in making your portfolio or making your projects well. But I think a lot of people lack these kind of things. So once you complete all these things, now the next thing to talk about is project. So like as a fresher, so whenever I assume that some people is from some particular background, then I assume that the particular person is freshers. So if you are a freshers, that the thing that you need to do in terms of project is, so what you need to do, first of all, to make a great project, one thing that you can do is just go and find some online data set. So that is, there are a lot of source these days. Second thing is, first thing is online data set, then the second thing is go and participate in the hackathons. So a lot of sites nowadays, like Kaggle itself has a lot of hackathons, but Hacker Earth, I think Machine Hack, these are the some other platform where some hackathons regularly goes on. So when the some hackathons actually happens, the people there have the given some problem statement, given some data set, and that is why it is nice to get good practice on those kind of data set. So hackathons are the second ways. Okay. To do the projects, I actually say to the people that go and ask your professors for the project if they can assign you some project or something like that. But I think most of the people are not doing this, and that is why a lot of people are not able to get good projects in terms of that. So one idea is to get hackathon, set online projects, talk to your teachers, and this all kind of things you can do when you want to learn this kind of thing. Okay. So next thing that I want to focus on is how to build a good profile in the data science. So if you want to build a good profile in data science, the one thing that you need to know is, if you are reading about the fundamentals, then start the things from the very basic. So don't include a small projects in your resume. Don't include a small project. A small project means, let's say if you're learning regression and you work on a project where you fitted a model on a house price, or maybe you fitted a model to predict airplane prices. So that is not a good project to keep in the resume directly. What you can do, just take this uh, learning from a perspective data set, and then what you need to do, just go and find some good data set and work on that. Try to bring some good insight. That is a project that you need to do. So a lot of time people, what they are doing, they are putting some small project in their resume. That is why it's making difficult for the resume to get selected. Now the second thing is about showcase your skill. So how do you showcase your skill? So like, let's say I know certain particular concept, and but I have not used this particular concept to solve anything in real life. So to showcase a skill, what people actually do is, first of the thing is internship. Internship will help you a lot to show your skills. Second thing is get into research project. So research project you will get when you will go for projects under some faculty of IITs, IIC, triple ITs, or some NITs people. And one more thing to get the exposure is, participate in hackathon. That I have already told, hackathons participating can also be a good thing. But like internship and research internship is beneficial, because here you are working under supervision of some people, and that is why it is important, because you will get guidance from some people. You will know where you are making the mistakes, and what are the steps where you need to do something for your model fitting better, or increase your accuracy. So you are in the guidance of some people. But in the hackathons, really you are trying a lot of online random stuffs and getting the accuracy, but you're not actually understanding a lot of things. It is, hackathon is good if you understand things, but if you don't understand things, hackathon is still works. But to gain the knowledge, I think this internship and research project will important. Now apart from that, what you can do to make your resume looks good is, first of all, apart from all the things, what you can do, you can obviously write the competitions, hackathons, rank in the resume. That is also a good thing. uh, uh, I think internship and research internship are the more better case. One thing that you can also do is do some good project. So how will you do some good project? So doing some good projects means that, just just catch some problem where you think that is the good thing to do, maybe under your faculty or maybe someone else. But yeah, a good project is very much necessary. So like when I was in college, that time the COVID was very new, so I got to do project under one of my faculty on the COVID dataset, which was actually new at that time. So that was, in as a whole, a new project of that kind for me also, and for the world also. So that was a very nice experience for me, and a very nice learning curve for me. So that is why, if you also want to do this kind of thing, you can obviously go and ask your teachers, or maybe professors, or some any people that can be beneficial for your project. You should ask and have that particular discussion. So these kind of things are very much important to make a good portfolio. Apart from that, one more thing that you can do is, obviously, study regularly. So study regularly means that, whenever you have learned some new concept, try to learn new data science podcast that is coming, some blogs, try to read some books, make some notes, try to read some papers. So these kind of things you have to do in iterations, because like whenever you learn something in data science, it is actually being obsolete after 2 3 years. So you have to keep yourself updated. If you are not, even if you are not using that particular concept, try to have a basic fundamental analysis of how that particular thing was made. So this is called being smart while trying to stay in the industry. So even if you someone talk about some recent innovations or research in the terms of data science and AI, you will be actually able to talk with them, share your insight, and actually understand a lot of things. And this will help you solving problems in your company or job or whether wherever you are. So these kind of things are very much necessary. So one thing that I will really try to bring here is the two books that I think are very important if you want to learn data science. So those two books are, let me just write the name after doing this. So there is one book that I will prescribe for you to from my side for ML, and one is for the learning statistics. So for learning the statistics, what you can do, you can go for any graduate level book, or I think a good book is statistics for engineer and scientist. So I will try to just search the name on the internet itself. I think that will be a nice idea for your practice. Yeah. So I think this is the book. Okay, so that particular book is, yeah, this particular book that I'm showing right on the screen. Just try to get the name of the writers, and this book is very good. I have personally read this book, and I know I will just try to explain why this book is so good. So if you go to the content of the book, you will actually see that you will get a lot of things that is actually required for the initial statistics. So if you go here, you will see that basic data analysis, the probability, the random variables and the distributions, the mathematical expectations, the distributions again, the discrete and the continuous distribution. Then fundamental sampling, one sample, two sample estimation problem. Each and everything is given in this particular book, and when you will scroll down, you will see that topics from advanced statistics like linear multiple linear regression, these both things are given here very nicely, presented very nicely, and a lot of things is given from the perspective that people don't understand while fitting the linear regression model. Then they have if you just want to go beyond this particular thing, the multiple linear regression, you can obviously study the factor design, the factorial experiment, the non-parametric statistics, some topics from quality control and the Bayesian statistics. So this book is like, like whatever the topics are there in the statistics, obviously general level of topics that is discussed in this particular book, and this book will help you a lot. You can just keep this book with you always. While let's say if you want to just quickly revise the non-parametric, all those things, you can go and see like a lot of tests are given in the very very detailed manner, not just like it is so this particular thing you will just see everything is given in detail, even if the examples are also given, and you will also find some kind of exercises for this book also. Now the second book that I want to tell is about the machine learning and data science, that is called ISLR. So this introduction to statistical learning is a very good book. So if you just search on the internet ISLR book, I think you will easily get the PDF of this particular book. And if you search this particular book, this first site will lead you to a space where you can see downloads ISLR second edition. And if you click on this particular link, you will get the this particular book. Okay, so this is a good book. When you will go to the index, you will see that algorithms from classification, linear regression, then linear model selection, then you have tree based method like and then you have SVM support vector machines, deep learning concept from deep learning, unsupervised learning and multiple testing. So whatever the ML algorithms you want to study, the classical ML and some top little bit of deep learning is there in this book. Obviously a lot of given examples are also given, and I think this book is primarily in R, but the Python version of this book is also coming in the market in this year even. But it is good book for learning the mathematics and other things. So I think this is all for this particular video, and if you have any questions, you can ask in the comment box. I will try to bring some innovative videos discussing the concept of machine learning and implementing those in Python, specifically in terms of mathematics and Python implementation. So thanks for joining randomly to this session. I was just not planning, just had this session randomly. So I'll try to bring some more